So for demonstration purposes, we're going to be using some cordage, and we're going to be using our Yeti lure. The first thing you're going to do is take the end of your line and you're going to pass it through. And then you're going to pass it back through the same way. So now you have a loop on one side here, like so. Now the next thing you're going to do is you're going to take this loop and half hitch it. So you're going to take both of your tag ends, your main line and your tag end, you're going to loop this around it like so. Okay, then you're going to pass that back through the hole. So you have your half hitch here. Now you're going to take your loop, you're going to open it up, and you're going to pass your lure through the hole. Now you'll have something at the top that looks like this. You want to have this up here so it doesn't get hung up on whatever you got going on down here. Now at this point, all you do is wet it. You take your tag end and your main line here, and you just go ahead and you cinch it down. Doesn't really work so good with the cordage. But let's see if we can get it to cinch down some. And it's going to kind of look something like that. So now let's do it with an actual line and a hook. Here we got our Seeger Invisex 100% fluorocarbon, 17 pound right here. And we got our straight shank worm hook here. Now the first thing you're going to do is pass it through the front of the hook, through the eye. Now you're going to pass it back through the back end, so the tag end of this knot is going to run parallel with the main line, like so. Like that. Now you're going to half hitch it, taking the loop end and passing it back through the hole here, like that. Then you're going to take your lure or your hook and you're going to pass that back through the hole like that, and you're going to take that loop and pull it to the top of the eye right there. Now you're going to have something that kind of looks like this. Now's the time to wet it so we don't burn that line out, and then we slowly pull down on our tag end and our main line, and we want to make sure this loop stays on the top because that's what cinches it down, like that. And we're going to cinch it down just like that. Very easy. Then we're going to snip the tag end off. And just like that, you have one of the strongest fishing knots out there, the Palomar. The Alberto knot, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to demonstrate it with some cordage, some blue cordage and some orange cordage. Our orange here is going to represent our monofilament or our fluorocarbon, and our blue here is going to represent our braided line. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to take your fluorocarbon or monofilament leader and you're going to make a loop out of it. Now you're going to pinch it off. So you got a nice little loop right there. Now you're going to take your braid and you're going to pass your braid through the hole. You're going to give yourself enough extra line because now we're going to wrap it 7 times going that way and then 7 times back that way. We're going to start here and we're going to loop 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now we are at this point. it'll look something like this. Now you're going to pass it 7 times back down this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now this is the important part about this one. You can see this, the braided line is going through the hole this way. Now you want your tag end here to follow the same path. So you're going to pass your tag end through the top here. Like so. Now you're going to grab all 4 lines and you're going to pull it nice and tight. And you trim your tag ends off and you got your Alberto knot. Now we're going to do it with some actual fishing line. For my leader line, I'm going to be using this 10-pound P-line tactical fluorocarbon right here. And for my main line, I'm using 8-pound Suffix revolve in the neon lime color here. So first thing you want to do is take your fluorocarbon or monofilament leader and you can make a loop out of it. Now you're going to take your main line, your main braid, you're going to feed it through the bottom of that loop. You're going to leave enough slack out here because you're going to be wrapping it 7 times up and 7 times down. Now I like to pinch that loop right there so everything gets held together right there for now. Now we're going to wrap up the line 7 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now I could let go of the loop side here, and you have something that looks like that there. Now we're going to wrap it 7 times back down the line in the same direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Now the other important thing about this knot is that you want your tag end here of your main line to go through this hole to run parallel with the main line that went through this loop right here. So we're going to take this end and go back down, and now we're going to pull that through here. Now you have something that looks like that. So now this is the point where you wet it so you don't burn it out. And you're going to take all 4 of the lines and you're going to start to cinch it down. Now something I like to do is that I'll take the 2 main ends like this, I'll wrap them up, give them a good yank, and then I'll take the 2 tag ends, wrap them up, give them a good yank. I feel like that really tightens everything in there, really gets that braid to bite into that fluorocarbon. And then one more time with all 4, like that, give it a good yank. Now we cut our tag ends off. Make sure you actually cut the tag ends off. I don't know how many times I've tied this knot and accidentally cut the main line off, and then I gotta retie the knot again. You also want to cut them as close to the main knot as possible. So you have very little chance of it getting hung up on guides or really anything. We're going to snip that one off right there. And there we go. Alberto knot. Really easy to tie, especially on the water. Very strong. I have had no issues with this knot. And there it is. All right, so that's it. Those are the 2 knots that I use all the time, every day, without question. Super easy, reliable, and strong. Hopefully you found this helpful. If you did, go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, and let me know if you want to see more videos like this. And until next time, tight lines, and I'll see y'all on the water.